Bob, how do you approach appraising pots either for yourself or for a client or collector?
I do a lot of appraising. I personally appraise things at a value that they are worth today. There's been a lot of appraisals done where they're inflated so that when years pass that the appraisal is still current. But I think the last 4 or 5 years have showed us that perhaps things that we purchased 5 years ago, we may not get that money out of it today just because of changing economies. I mean, how have you seen it in your business, Nick?
Well, I've seen that there hasn't been the increase in the value. People are just not, they're not buying right now. Unless it's a very unusual piece that a collector, if you happen to have a piece that a collector is looking for, yes. But I also try to appraise it at current market value, not an inflated value, because you don't know what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah, that's my feeling too.
And I normally don't charge unless it's really a large grouping of pieces. I don't charge, so you know, I just want them to know what it's actually worth on today's market.
What's your advice to collectors, novice or veteran, on how to avoid making a bad choice in purchases?
We're blessed with having many fine museums, and the first thing I would do is maybe going to a library and getting some books in the area that you're particularly interested in, and then go to a museum to see actual examples, and then you're ready in the large part by knowing exactly what you want to collect. But then finally, the ultimate recommendation or advice that I could give is you deal with dealers that are reputable, and they will make mistakes, but the difference is that they'll stand behind their mistakes.
Bob, you've become very involved with developing standards for collectors and dealers and an organization called ATADA. Can you talk to us about that?
ATADA is an acronym that stands for Antique Tribal Art Dealers Association. It was started in 1988. And it was formed to promote fair and proper practices. It was formed to give our clients confidence in professionals that belong to this organization, and that they know what they were talking about, that they were honest, that they disclosed restoration, that they provided as much provenience about the piece as possible. And it's an ongoing concern now. You can reach it by going to atada.org. We have a theft page showing all the recent losses suffered by people. As a matter of fact, a major theft occurred 2 weeks ago in excess of $250, well actually it was $125,000 of Loloma jewelry, and all but 2 pieces were recovered because it was placed on the theft page, and the people that bought it saw it on that page.
What's the situation with the protection of ancient pottery, and do you feel like there's a significant legal protection, and how about enforcement?
Well, the laws that are concerned are ARPA, which is the Archaeological Resource Protection Act. It was passed in 1979 to strengthen a 1906 antiquities law that was very vague. These laws are very necessary. Our organization support these laws. None of us want sites looted. As far as the agencies entrusted with enforcement, I think they become a little aggressive and have been overreaching. I think a large part of the problem is that there's not enough communication between the collectors, dealers, and museums, and the people that actually form policy. Trying to deal with an enforcement agency such as the FBI, their job is to enforce, so they really can't change policy. So we have to become better politicians and get involved in the policy making. But that being said, understand that prehistoric pottery is legal to sell. You just have to understand that there's certain situations that it's illegal to sell. It all depends on how it was acquired and what land it came off of.